Kadri keeps it in, goes behind the net, gets it to Weegar, shoots well wide. And the puck ricochets out to center ice. Sherwood is there. Here's O'Connor to Sherwood in on the right wing. Kiefer Sherwood shoots, scores! Career high 19 goals last season. He's got the first of the year for the Canucks, and it's 1-0 Vancouver. Cutting in, and the puck slid off his stick as he tried to shoot it, but he gets it again. Nice move to the middle. Hedl on the backhand, puts it on the forehand. Block, oh, that hit ball. Hedl scores on the rebound. With ball down, Hedl put it home. Flames are motioning to get help for their defenseman. As the Canucks go up 2-0, I don't think play was whistled down. Stays 2-0 Canucks. Now Baines intercepts, lead feed, breakaway, Hedl in, Deeds scores! His second of the period. And Philip Hedl makes it 3-0 Canucks. For Connor Garland, nice move on Hanlon. Garland on the backhand, puts one behind for Kane. To the middle, score! Lekkerimäki. On the stick, off the stick, the setup from Evander Kane, and Lekkerimäki makes it 4-0. Elias Pettersson in over the Calgary line. Besser takes the drop pass. He shoots. He scores! Brock Besser.
28-9. Here's DeBrusk inside, and that was a good look, and then a ring off the bar on a deflection. So the Canucks come out buzzing. Here's Besser, a shot, and he scores! And less than a minute into the third period, the Canucks, who got 4 in the third to beat Calgary, have cut the lead in half. Brock Besser.
Had to slide it right back to Ratu. Baines, bouncing puck down low. Sherwood a backhand, and he scores! Kiefer Sherwood had a career-high 19 last year, and he has 2 this season.
Well, I was just going to say, this has been the best line for
Fowler at the point. Banks it down to Snuggerud. 2 of the 3 St. Louis goals today. Shen has the other. Pass to Fowler right between the wickets. Sherwood looking to break. Kiefer Sherwood will break. Short-handed in the clear, and he scores! Kiefer Sherwood at it again. A short-handed goal to get Vancouver within 1.
And Evander Kane winds up with the puck, launches one ahead towards Hedl, trying to get behind the defense. He's in. Hedl scores! Philip Hedl able to corral that puck that was launched forward by Evander Kane. And Hedl in alone onto Smith. Gets the Canucks on the board. Kill a penalty and then capitalize. Canucks looking for the equalizing goal. Dozen seconds to go on the power play. Hughes makes a move to the left. Puts one in front. Tipped in. Brock Besser on the redirect from Hughes. And Besser's tied the game with 7 seconds to go in the Vancouver power play. Kane couldn't handle his pass. Myers gets the loose puck ahead. And here's Sasson cutting in. Max Sasson scores! 3 in a row for the Canucks. Sasson with his first of the year. And Vancouver leads 3-2. Big pass. Knock it away. Blackwell deep in his own zone. Gets away from Pettersson, gives it away. Garland to the backhand, scores! What a move! A steal and a goal in the backhand. And Connor Garland, with 66 seconds to go in the second period, makes it 4-2 Canucks. Oh, he is nifty. 40 seconds left. Quinn Hughes, there goes to Smith to the bench. Hughes to the empty net, scores! Quinn Hughes has his first of the year from inside his own blue line. As he looked and saw DeSmith making a beeline for the bench, and he put it in the empty net to make it 5-3. Here's Garland. Besser steps in on the right wing. Passes back for Hughes, had to reach, but he's able to keep it in. Now down low, Garland centers the puck. DeBrusk is there, jamming away, scores! Jake DeBrusk kept after that puck. I don't know how many whacks he had at it, but he's able to get it behind Spencer Knight. And the Canucks have a power play goal to make it 2-1. Baines knocked to the ice. Here's Carlson across. Hronek alone. Centers, they score! Max Sasson able to tap it home from the crease. He's got goals in back-to-back games. He's scored in both his games this year. We have Elias Pettersson out there between Jake DeBrusk and Connor Garland. Pettersson wearing a letter in the absence of Besser, so he's got an A on. So does Tyler Myers to assist Captain Quinn Hughes. And Pettersson scores with that letter on his jersey as he put that one in glove side past Charlie Lindgren. And 59 seconds into the game, Elias Pettersson gives the Canucks a 1-0 lead. Right on Carlson to McMichael. Protas is ahead of the play. Puck is spun towards him and intercepted by Hughes. And he sends Heedlin towards the net. Deek stopped by Lindgren, and he's able to cover the puck. Is he still loose, they say? There it is. Myers shoots, and he scores. Tyler Myers waited for that puck to come free. Capitals are arguing that the whistle should have sounded. It is DeBrusk to fight for the puck. Garland frees it up and sends it to the blue line to Hughes. Kiefer Sherwood getting some first power play time here as Garland puts on a goal, and Sherwood scores, replacing Brock Besser on the first unit power play. Kiefer Sherwood, Johnny on the spot to jam that one home. And forward by Wilson. Check to the blue line by Marcus Pettersson. Here comes Kane the other way. Evander Kane tried to go through the defense, and taking the puck away was Chychrun. Stays in the Washington zone. Kane kicks it free, and a shot, score! Teddy Bluger set up by Evander Kane. And Bluger in his second game of the year has his first goal to make it.
With the Sullivan coach Penguins, everything was in your face, up ice, hurry hard, that sort of thing.
Here's Connor Garland with a step on the right wing. He shoots, he scores! Connor Garland on the first shot of the game. A minute 18 in. And the Canucks lead 1-0 over Archer Shilovs and the Penguins. Carlson emerges with the puck. Elias Pettersson would like to get off the ice here, and he'll be able to. Assassin brings it in, cutting it on goal. Max Sasson scores his third of the year. Max Sasson ties the game with 8:11 to go in the second.
Sasson with a nifty shot.
As the Pettersson line, not against the Suzuki line this shift, they'll look to take advantage. Pettersson drop pass, Hronek cuts wide, centers Pettersson, and scores! More favorable matchup perhaps, and Elias Pettersson has his second of the year. It's the puck at the right point. Turning with it, watched by Evans, feeds down low to DeBrusk. Back up to Pettersson. Here's Hughes, slap shot, scores! I think Jake DeBrusk might have tipped it. And after the Canadians came oh so close short-handed, the Canucks double their lead on the power.
Ekholm biding his time. Wallman tried to go cross ice. That was broken up by Marcus Pettersson. Race for the puck. Kane won it. Centered. Besser scores. 1-0 Vancouver. Brock Besser. His 9th goal in his last 8 games against Edmonton. Loading up. No shot. Linus Karlsson. Garland. Hronek. Pettersson a one-timer, and he scores. Pushed off and could not recover as that shot wrong-footed him and went inside the left goal post. Elias Pettersson, 3-point night.
Scored his 300th on the opening game versus the Flames. 400, sorry, selling him short. 400 goal opening night versus the Flames, and continues to score.
Sherwood drag move and scores his second. Vancouver extends to a 3-1 lead, and this one will count. Edmonton 2 third-period goals to create the need for 3-on-3. Sherwood gives way to Garland. Besser, snapshot, tipped home. Sherwood. Vancouver prevails. 4-3 in overtime.
Wielander out. As Carlson and Torpchenko ran into each other at the blue line. Kane has stayed on. He tried to one-hand that one in front. Puck is loose. Sherwood scores! Kiefer Sherwood has his 7th. And a bit of a scrambly play around the crease. He doesn't mind that one bit. He's smart play by Torpchenko. Let it go. That allowed Broberg to skate onto the puck, but now the Canucks send it ahead. It's a breakaway. Kiefer Sherwood in on Binnington. He deets. He scores. Second of the game for Kiefer Sherwood. He's up to 8 on the year. And the Canucks, for a second time, have tied this game in St. Louis.
Oh, the energy man.
David Fowler blocked. That one off the hand, I think, of McEachern. Back comes O'Connor for Vancouver. Drop pass to Aatu Ratu. Stick broke. Following up is Sherwood. He hit the post. Did it go in? Yes, it did. The referee says it's in, and it's a hat-trick goal for Kiefer Sherwood, who has all 3 for the Canucks. In the O'Connor to Araction. Back to O'Connor. Far side. McEachern with a shot. They score on the rebound. O'Connor going to the net. Mackenzie McEachern has his first point as a Vancouver Canuck on the first goal of the season for Drew O'Connor that ties the game in 1.
Something about this building. There's a goal.
Right off the draw.
O'Connor.
So he gets 1 to break his goalless drought to start the season. Now he's got a zone, dumps the puck in, skates onto it himself, puts one across, and deflects back to Evander Kane. Near side. Baines to Hronek. Now Kane, one-timer, scores! There's one that'll count as Evander Kane ripped it home from about 50 feet. And the Canucks have tied the game in 1 on the power play. Kane up to Pettersson. Hughes, first penalty just about over. Besser try to pass for Pettersson. Now it gets through. It's a one-man advantage. Pettersson, Besser, across, deflected in. I don't know if DeBrusk got it or if it went off Shea, but I think it's Jake DeBrusk's goal, his 3rd, all of them on power plays.
And the Preds had their top line out previous to this shift and had a couple of chances near the net, Stamkos, but now the Canucks are taking things over again.
Wielander rushes the puck into the Nashville zone, puts it in front, chance for Besser, scores! Brock Besser. As the foray by Wielander gained the zone, he's got his first point on a goal by Brock Besser. He's checked, but Sassone gets the puck to the blue line to Hronek. Here's Hughes making a move. Spins back to the blue line. Quinn Hughes near side, angled in front, sent across, and an easy one for Kane. His 2nd of the game as they set it up across the crease. And Evander Kane with 6 attackers on the ice restores the 2-goal lead. O'Reilly ties Pettersson up. Besser after the puck in the corner. Worked it free for Pettersson. Got it to Besser in front. Backhander scores! Brock Besser with a 2nd to go. Besser beats Saros on the backhand. And the Canucks in the final 2nd of overtime win 5-4.
And once again, Besser
won battles along the boards and certainly created a lot of energy and offense off of those chances.
extended his point streak to 6 games. Here comes Ratu on the attack with a shot. Scores! Get on the board. Back to the blue line. Then across to Hughes. 2 minutes left in the 3rd, and they scores. Kane with a shot that finds the back of the net. With a minute 59 to go. And the Canucks with a spark.
Let their feelings be known on that hit on Max Sassone. Here's a lead pass for Aatu Ratu. O'Connor into the middle. DeBrusk scores! A deke to the forehand and a shot under the bar, and the Canucks open to scoring against. Hronek keeps the puck in. DeBrusk to the middle. Ratu, nice move, and then he fanned on his shot. Able to drag the puck and get around the defender. But the puck slid off his stick as he went to shoot it. Here's Hronek. Turns to the puck. Werenski's been out there a while. He's running out of gas. Hughes has it. Cutting across the slot. He shoots. Merzlikins to save. O'Connor scores! And then he gets cross pressure. Pettersson turning on the right wing boards. Elias Pettersson leaves for Tyler Myers. Nice move. Myers, backhander. Stop. They score on the rebound. Connor Garland. Chenko has 2 goals. He's got 4 career hat tricks, including one this season. Here's a lead pass. It's Besser who's in. Brock Besser scores! Brock Besser with just under 6 minutes remaining, and the Canucks are back on top. Wood stop Carlson. Kane gets the puck, throws it in front, and the Canucks can't get a stick on it. Penalty's over. Manson's out of the box. Hughes turning with the puck. Nichushkin trying to stay with him. Here's Kane. Hronek towards the goal. Off Kane's glove. Jammed in. Linus Karlsson with his first of the season. Finally rewarded. Besser picks his way to center. Backhands one wide of the goal. Sherwood after the puck. He's taken out by Lehkonen as he tried to get in on the forecheck. Now he gets the puck right in front. Backhander scores! Number 10. Nichushkin in. Sends one around. The Canucks are going to chase after that. Here comes O'Connor with Sherwood. Drew O'Connor shoots. He scores! A short-handed goal for Drew O'Connor, and he's tied the game at 3. Canucks control off the draw, looking to tie this up with just over 3 minutes remaining in the third. Besser. Fake the pass to Hughes. Now he puts side of the net. Tipped in by Jake DeBrusk. The power play cashes in. DeBrusk has his 4th power play. Lucas Reichel, and now Sherwood had to go off his skate. Forward, checked by Sherwood, who was only credited with 1 hit the other night. You don't see that very often. Here's Kiefer Sherwood down to Quinn Hughes. Sherwood scores! Nobody home. And the puck is all the way down into the Vancouver zone.
You see where Winnipeg had Pettersson on his backhand and they pressured from up high and down below. You run out of room in a hurry. So what that's telling you is that puck's got to be moved quick.
DeBrusk shoots. He scores! Another power play goal for Jake DeBrusk. Pettersson checked. Canucks maintain control of the puck. Hughes. Elias Pettersson shoots. Besser scores! 90 seconds to go, and Brock Besser has the Canucks within a goal. Carolina blue line. Stankoven back into Vancouver zone. Checked by Tom Villon. Matt Sassone sends the puck ahead towards Linus Karlsson. There you see Mackenzie McEachern tripped up, and it is Sassone to the net. He scores! Max Sassone on the first shot of the game for the Canucks. And at 2:45 of the opening period, he has his 4th of the year to make it 1-0 Vancouver.
He wanted to backhand it out and just kind of skated himself into trouble deeper in his own end.
Here's a turnover, and they score! Elias Pettersson with a short-handed goal, as he stole the puck and rifled it past Kochetkov. And a player. That's Keandre Miller having to defend without a stick. Canucks will try to take advantage. Besser across. They score! Connor Garland across the body. One-timer set up by Brock Besser. And Garland on the power play has given the Canucks a 3-2 lead. Sherwood back up to Pettersson. Quickly across to Hughes. Pettersson again. Sidesteps his man. Shoots. Stop. Rebound. They score! Jake DeBrusk, another power play goal, as the Pettersson shot provided the rebound that DeBrusk put home to get the Canucks on the board. He's so good at the front of the net. Top of the circle. Tampa player trying to defend without a stick. It deflects in. Besser threw it on goal, and I think it hit the Tampa player Moser in front. It ricocheted in past Johansson, and the Canucks with a power play goal tied the game. The Lightning. Canucks get it back. Mackenzie McEachern gets it again. Backhands one. Scores! A long-range backhander. Karlsson was in front as McEachern put it on goal. And the Canucks, with a couple of quick ones, have taken the lead here and take the pass cleanly. Now he gets it back to Hronek. Near side to Hughes. Quinn Hughes moves to the middle. Tries a long wrist shot. Tipped in! Canucks have another one. Again with traffic to the front and a long shot. And it's 4-2 Vancouver. There. Hughes back in on the left wing. Quinn Hughes goes round the net, comes out the far side, tees it up for Hronek. Tipped in! What is with these deflections? Long shot from Hronek. A 4th assist for Quinn Hughes. And the Canucks on another goal. The puck free is Hagel, puts it in front. Point couldn't get it to go. Canucks try to shop the empty net. Now Marcus Pettersson will as well, and there you go. The last team in the NHL to get one, according to DT. And the Canucks have a 6-2 lead here in Tampa as Marcus Pettersson. Canucks maintain control of the puck. Quinn Hughes tees it up. Myers had to reach for it. Put it off the target. Now O'Connor trying to pull it off the end boards, and he did! Bobrovsky thought he'd covered it, but it wound up free, and O'Connor was able to put it home to open the scoring.
Goaltenders.
Now the Canucks to the power play. And they score! Jake DeBrusk. Who else? What a pass by Kiefer Sherwood. And the Canucks connect to double the lead as they get another one from DeBrusk.
Grind for them.
Here come the Canucks with numbers. Evander Kane in on the right side. Centers. Pettersson scores. Elias Pettersson on a three-man rush. Hughes to Kane to Pettersson. And the Canucks have their third goal. Cross to Tom Wielander. He makes an equally nice play to Kiefer Sherwood, who's in on the right wing. Centers the puck. Pettersson scores. Elias Pettersson with his second goal of the game as he backhanded that one off the post and in. And a minute 20.
Tricky entries. Canucks got it in. Florida got it right back out. You've got to gain the zone with speed and drive it deep like this.
Kane centered. Hronek scores. Three-way passing play moving in, and Phil Hronek took the cross-creased feed. Jamie Benn in his second game of the season after suffering a collapsed lung in the preseason. Linus Karlsson, and he scores! Canucks answer back at 3:06. Pettersson on the far side. Across for Besser. Hughes takes his pass. Drags to the other side. Pettersson side of the net. Stick handles in front. DeBrusk on the rebound. Sherwood as well. Pettersson banging away. Scores! Corner looking in front. The pass was out of the reach of Rasmus Andersson. Here come the Canucks 2-on-1. Phil Hronek towards the net. Slows. Shoots. Scores! Second goal in 3 games.
And against the Rangers.
His 8th goal of the year. Here's Hughes in. Stopped by Wolf. He scores on his own rebound. A muted celebration from the Canuck captain. You can understand why, but he's got his team back within 3 with a power.
And they've had a great start.
Here's Arshdeep Bains in with a little spin move. Now, nice spinning pass and a shot wide by Marcus Pettersson. Put in! Linus Karlsson at the side of the goal. Set up by Arshdeep Bains, who bought some space to get the puck to the line, and the Canucks open the scoring and at the blue line near side of Evander Kane. Wrist shot, scores! Kane puts it in. 4th of the year, his first in 9 games, and the Canucks on the power play make it 2-0. After some good work by Wielander. Now Besser trying to get behind the defense. Brock Besser turns, looking for help. Garland takes the pass. Nice move. Another one, and he scores. Connor Garland stick handling in a phone booth. And on the backhand, he puts the Canucks back up by 2.
This has been, he and Wielander haven't really spent a whole walk of time in a game that's had a whole bunch of offensive zone time for both teams.
O'Connor wins the faceoff in place of Sassone. This line had a good shift last time. There's a puck to the net. Sherwood from the crease, put it home. I think Sassone might have tipped it initially. And Kiefer Sherwood, with his 13th of the year, makes it 4-3 Canucks. Goalie heading to the bench. Ducks, 6 attackers. Pettersson, Sherwood, empty net. Instead it's O'Connor, scores. Drew O'Connor into the empty goal. His 7th of the year. And with a minute 52 remaining, the Canucks make it 5-3. Drops for Garland. Wrist shot blocker saved by Askarov. Wielander drops back to Garland. Here's Besser in the slot. Wrist shot, scores! Only needed one chance to bury a goal in this one as Brock Besser opens the scoring. 4:28 in. 9th of the year for Hronek goes back, watched by Will Smith. Sends the puck around near side. DeBrusk takes Dickinson off the puck to allow it to escape the zone. Oh, what a play by Pettersson. Knocks it to himself. He's in. He's hooked. He scores while falling down. Elias Pettersson. What hand-eye coordination throughout that entire sequence, and he gives the Canucks a 2-1 lead. Drew O'Connor slid back a bit. Here's Clark with a long shot. Rebound. Perry ripped it wide. Canucks send the puck out, and here's Kane out of the box. Evander Kane scores. As the penalty expired, Kane took a lead pass at
Florida in Florida.
Ratu, nice pass on the left wing. Archdeep Baines centers. Karlsson scores. Linus Karlsson with a deep to the backhand. And the Canucks, a three-way passing play off the rush, open the scoring here in Denver. Krause with a nice move. Sharp angle shot by Carconi was blocked by Archdeep Baines. Elias Pettersson ahead. Nice touch pass. Lekkerimäki to Ratu. Ratu in. Cuts across. Shoots. Scores! I think Archdeep Baines tipped it. And Baines gets the goal, his first of the year, to get the Canucks.
Everybody thinks you can find, when you hear about a Kaprizov, you go, well, why hasn't our team done that?
Williams broken his stick here, and the Canucks try to take advantage. Here's a chance. Wielander shoots, he scores! Karlsson grabs the puck. It's the first career goal for Tom Wielander, and the Canucks have pulled even at one.
After about a month-long stretch where he's been really happy with his Wild team, as they weren't very good in Calgary, but they've had a tremendous November.
They score! It's the other young defenseman. Elias Pettersson from Long. Broke his stick.
Plenty of time to go get one. That scrum lasted forever.
2-on-1 Vancouver. Ratu with Sherwood. Ratu shoots. He scores. He didn't kick that one. And Jake DeBrusk wants to start a change here, and he'll dump the puck in deep. Ballstead out of his net, doesn't know Ratu's there, he scores! This crazy week continues for Ratu. Quinn Hughes to Kiefer Sherwood, wrist shot off the right pad of Ryan Garland on the rebound. Sherwood, backhander, scores! Sherwood scores his first goal in 11 games. Collinson's with identical statistics.
Right.
Here's Max Sasson with a burst of speed through to the net. Scores! Dishes one across. Jake DeBrusk had to take that off the boards. Now he passes down for Connor Garland. DeBrusk on the goal line, brings it in front, stop, and he scores on his own rebound. Jake DeBrusk ends his slump as he scores his first goal in a
different in live action.
Garland stick handles it, hooks one back, Bouillon with room. Zeke Bouillon centers, and that went off a devil in. Zeke Bouillon has his first goal as a Canuck to go with his assist as Brendan Dillon deflected that puck into his own net.
Booyah for Bouillon.
But he's able to skate onto the puck. He'll want to get off the ice here. Feathers one ahead, so Evander Kane can skate onto it. Besser heads off. Here's Kane cutting in front. Scores! Evander Kane came off the right wing boards, able to cut across the crease and beat Jonathan Quick to give the Canucks a 1-0 lead. A minute 46 in. After the puck behind the goal. Out the near side. Turns and dumps the puck back the other way. Karlsson there to chop it past Gavrikov. And here's Ogren. Sasson racing to join him. Liam Ogren in with a wrist shot. Scores! Trickled through the legs of Jonathan Quick in off the post. And Liam Ogren has his first as a Canuck to make it 2-0. Shot as Lafreniere had his stick check. Canucks fail to clear. Panarin, wrist shot, Demko the save. Garland gets the puck, banks it to himself. And on the backhand, he sends it all the way down towards the empty net. He scores! Connor Garland on the backhand from long distance. And he continues to pick up the points as he makes it 3-0 Vancouver with a shorthanded. Islanders come up with a puck. The Mayfield's checked. Islanders appealing for a hand pass. Play goes on. Canucks with the puck inside. Camp scores! David Camp has his first with Vancouver. And the Canucks draw first blood just shy of the 9-minute mark of the opening period. Stepped in front of him. Islanders looking to pressure again. Zizekas jammed that one through the crease. And now Kane will flip one to an open wing at center. Stolen by Sherwood, cutting in, he shoots, he scores! Kiefer Sherwood picked up the puck on the right wing and rifled it past Sorokin to make it 2-0 Canucks.
This is his 14th NHL game.
The linesman, Dylan Blugis, is the man who waved Evander Kane out. Canucks control. Wilander, Hronek in front, Sherwood scores again! Second of the game, 15th of the season. Kiefer Sherwood on the power play, and it's 3-0. Schaefer did well to take it, threw it in front, that deflected wide of the goal. Hronek to the loose puck, sends it ahead, Sherwood for the empty net. It's a natural hat trick for Kiefer Sherwood. Actually, it's not, because Lee scored. It's a hat trick for Kiefer Sherwood. How about that? 3 in a row for the Canucks, anyway.
That puck, and the Bruins are making those last passes. It looks like one guy could get a great scoring chance. Instead, they're trying to go across the green near the front of the net, and it's just hitting something. Not being connected.
Chance in front, Sassone scores! Max Sassone with 14 seconds remaining in the period. And the Canucks off a turnover and a setup in front have tied the game in 1.
Fraser Minton did a really good job of keeping his legs moving, and it looked like Rossi had done the proper thing to get his head up and see that there's a defenseman that was open. The pass just never got there.
Here's Kane in front, Karlsson scores! Swayman got caught out of the net. And Linus Karlsson won't get an easier one in his life as Evander Kane set him up, and the Canucks on the power play take the lead. Karlsson was trying to find Rossi, but it was broken up by the Bruins. Now a chance for Karlsson to skate onto the puck. Linus Karlsson shoots, he scores! Linus Karlsson over the arm of Swayman, and he's tied the game just shy of the 4-minute mark of the third.
He's got a very simple game. Forechecks hard, takes the body, likes to get into the hands when he hits, so there's a loose puck.
Here's a chance, and a shot tipped in, it's Ogren! Right on cue, as he deflected that Marcus Pettersson shot to give the Canucks a 4-3.
Pick it up as Rasmus Ristolainen for the rescue. They'll play it around and back out.
It doesn't seem to be any relent here from the Philadelphia Flyers.
Here's a chance right out in front, they score! Access on! Set up beautifully by Connor Garland, and there's a lifeline here for Vancouver. They're
time to do it on this road trip with no practice, no time for guys like this to get acquainted into the game and into the system.
Here's a chance out in front for Drew O'Connor. And he goes high on Vladar. And it's 5-2.
Evander Kane drops back, Phil Hronek. Other side, Connor Garland. Kane sneaking in back door, passing the crease, Karlsson scores! Linus Karlsson off a great feed from... Now Brock Besser along the end boards for Connor Garland. Shot from the line blocked, Garland gets the loose puck. Stick handles through traffic, turns back towards the blue line, tees one up for Hronek, his shot blocked, rebound, stop, and reaching back is Askarov, and the puck's over the line.
I think that's Rossi.
Sends the puck around for Tyler Toffoli, tried to go the other way, it's intercepted, Canucks are 2-on-1 shorthanded. O'Connor with Garland, Drew O'Connor, wrist shot, scores! Goal of the season for Drew Pettersson. Shots are now 7-0 Canucks to begin this game. Camp in behind for O'Connor. Drew O'Connor turning on Cam York. Centers, they score! David Camp! Back in the lineup after a one-game absence. He's got his second goal. Icing waved off here. Puck hooked in front. Camp took a swipe at it. Now they score! Drew O'Connor! He's up to 10 on the year as O'Connor gets the second Canuck goal of the night, 68 seconds into the third. And Sassone brings the puck ahead. Turns and finds Sherwood off the bench. Keeper Sherwood shoots. Stop, rebound. Loose in front after O'Connor tried to go. Now Wielander scores. With a minute, makes the drop pass. Besser to Sherwood. Feeds back to Wielander into the middle. Here's Jake DeBrusk shooting, deflected, stop, rebound. Sherwood scores. Goal number 17 for Kiefer Sherwood as he put home the power play rebound to get the Canucks on the board. First opportunity, they set up here in the final minute of the second. Pettersson, Besser from the corner. In front, DeBrusk scores! Jake DeBrusk bumps the slump. Canucks will try to keep pushing here. Hronek gathers the puck at center. Feeds over to DeBrusk, who's got a step undone. Now he turns, feeds back. Hronek, long shot, fought off, loose puck, they score! Linus Karlsson with his 10th of the year. On the backhand, he tucks it home, and the game is tied at 3.
Oh, the crease crasher cashes in.
He was being checked by Fraser Minton in front. Good start for the Canucks here in the second period, trailing 1-0. Karlsson again. Phil Hronek puts one in front, tipped in by Elias Pettersson. Swayman doesn't like something. He was in conversation with referee Graham. William keeps the puck in. Here's Hronek. Centering, deflected in. It's Linus Karlsson. Wielander leaves for Brock Besser. Besser takes a look. Passes one through. Chopped on goal. Rebound. DeBrusk scores. So just as you said he'd like to, DeBrusk, who drew the double minor, scores on the power play. Steps in over the Buffalo blue line, making moves. Pettersson, pass for Hronek. Kane tried a one-timer, fanned on it. Goes after the puck again. It's loose in front. Comes back to the blue line. Hronek taps it free. It's center for Pettersson, who turns, scores. Elias Pettersson up under the bar, beats Luukkonen. And with 4:44 to go, the Canucks are within 2. Byram under pressure, loses it to Karlsson. Back to Marcus Pettersson. Feeds Ogren. Tried a wrist shot, gets it again. Liam Ogren shoots, and he scores! Put it through the legs of Luukkonen. The Canucks have another one. It's a one-goal game with 4:05 to go. Across, Kiefer Sherwood. Puck knocked off his stick, but he's able to get it back to Besser. Makes a move down the boards. Double teamed into the corner. Goes the puck. Sherwood centers. DeBrusk scores. Jake DeBrusk, another power play goal. His 11th with the man advantage. 12th overall. And the Canucks have cut the lead in half.
Always a little bit of that, a lot of deception in his game. Well, he really came into his own in Arizona under Rick Tocchet. Hronek, a tip chance. Dobish says no, the rebound. Elias Pettersson gets to it. And with 8:07 left to go in the first period, it's Vancouver that breaks the... It goes deeper in the zone, cut off by Marcus Pettersson. Played out through the neutral zone and all the way back. Jacki. Ratu with a shot stopped by Dobish. The rebound, they score! Evander Kane in the right place at the right time, and the Canucks have a 2-1 lead. Reach of Niels Höglander. Jacki with his head up. A chip by Gallagher. Good play by Joseph. Here come the Canucks. O'Connor through the middle. Out in front. They score! Max Sasson ties the game with 10:18 left in the second period. His last goal came in Philadelphia.
Nice pass to Karlsson. He tips the puck into the Ottawa zone. Linus Karlsson saw him in the intermission with Olivia. Here's a turnover. Karlsson centers. Pettersson scores. Elias Pettersson off the setup from Linus Karlsson. And the Canucks are on the board here. 1:17 into the third.
Goals of back-to-back games for Pettersson.
Side of the net. Back up to Pettersson. Bouillon fakes the shot. Gets it to Pettersson again. Back to Carlson, whose shot was stopped. Pettersson after the loose puck. Gets it around to Brock Boeser. Here's Bouillon. Brock Boeser. His pass hit a stick, went off the end glass. Puck chopped around. Pettersson waiting for it. Down to DeBrusque across. Boeser fakes the shot. Now lets it go, and he's stopped by Merzlikins. Brock Boeser, great chance there to end his long goal drought, but Merzlikins challenged me to save. Boeser again, scores! It's over. Brock Boeser gets the goal he's been waiting for as he scores on the power play. It's his first in 22 games, and the Canucks are on the board. Nils Höglander's there, puts it behind the net, intercepted by Tony DeAngelo, who made a dangerous pass, and the Canucks get the puck back. Carlson, Sassone, scores! Goal number 10 for Max Sassone, just his second on home ice, and the Canucks open this. Elias Pettersson, one-timer, tipped in. I think Kane got that one. Höglander back to Bouillon. 2 minutes remaining. Canucks with the goalie at the bench. Pettersson shot stopped by Sorokin. Puck in the air, knocked to the blue line. Hronek keeps it in. Shoots, tipped in. Got his stick on it, and with a minute 51 to go, the shot by Beauvillier is stopped by Lankin, and puck centered, and Lapierre couldn't get his stick on it. Hendrix Lapierre, the owner of the longest active goal drought for a forward in the NHL. He's done 89 games without scoring, number 29 in white. Here's a steal by Camp. Boeser scores! Nick Dowd wins it. Ferravari around for Protas. Puck took a weird hop, and it's held in by DeBrusque. Kane from behind the net. Jammed in! Pettersson was in front, but I think it's an own goal that'll be credited to Evander Kane. Tom Wielander shoots the puck into the Washington zone. Boeser after. Here's Camp. Centering. They score! O'Connor! Here's Sordafin. Tried to put one in front. Blocked by Lankin, and then it came through the crease. Wielander there to pick up the puck. He sends Hronek away. 2-on-1 with DeBrusque. Jake DeBrusque. Hronek scores!
Particular when you haven't had the opportunity to skate as with the type of injury that Höglander had, but he's been way more active.
He's in with a wrist shot, knocked down, rebound, they score! Carlson! Things up, here he comes. 3-on-1, Canucks shorthanded. Drew O'Connor in, Bluger scores!
He made it 3-2 before Connor Brown on the second of the double minor made it 4-2.
Bluger's 9th career point against the Devils. There's a save by Markstrom. Bouillon scores on his own rebound. See, Bouillon followed his own 5 to go. Hedl protects the puck. Gets it back to Bouillon. Philip Hedl. Tom Wielander, long shot, kicked out, Boeser scores! 72 seconds to go, and the Canucks. Achari couldn't handle that pass. Pettersson moves back into the middle. Kane to the net. Evander Kane checked by Shea. Try to wrap around. Rebound, DeBrusque, another chance, and he scores on his own rebound. Garland, he gets a pick from Ogren. Penguins bench reacted to that. Play goes on. Never got the shot through to the goal, but now he's got another opportunity. Garland, Hronek, a blast, tipped in. feeds one down to Tom Wielander. Trying to spin away from Timothy Liljegren. DeBrusk down for Pettersson. They switch spots. Wielander, wrist shot, scores! Third career goal for Tom Wielander, and the Canucks a minute 15 in take the... And now Carlson feeds down to DeBrusk. 4 of the power play personnel players have changed. Kane remains on. Pettersson, Hronek scores! Puts the puck to the corner into the second half of the third period. Nary a goal. DeBrusk keeps the puck and he's got a teammate in front. O'Connor scores! Drew O'Connor, his 13th of the season, and with 9:42 to go, the Canucks puck. Ducks dig it free. Send it up the boards to Granlund. Here's Gauthier, 30 seconds left. Throws one in front, intercepted, empty net shot, he scored! Teddy Blueger. His 7th game of the season. He's
past Lecker-Mackey, dumped in by Blueger. Back goes Rafai. He'll fire it around. Off the stick. Flipped down by Theo Joseph. Here's Lecker-Mackey. Scores! Snapped it past Wall for the icebreaker. Not worried about coming out of the lineup as much as has been the case in the past. Evander Kane back in, and the late man Wielander scores! Tom Wielander. And Vancouver regains the lead. Another quick response against a
lead pass and a shot and a goal. Liam Ogren. And he's tied it at 1. Out of the zone, and Connor Garland, who can scoot, brings it in. Around now, back out high. And now Garland for Blueger, scores. Teddy Blueger, and it's 5-2.
Sorry, after the puck on the far side, leaves in the corner, cut off by Hronek, who's checked by Hurdle. Ben Hutton down from the blue line to try to keep it alive. Blueger, though, ahead. Here's Ogren. One-on-one on Korczak. Ogren across. Elias Pettersson scores! Elias Pettersson, the defenseman, jumped up in the rush, took the pass from Ogren, and just like that, the Canucks are back within 1. Ogren throws a hit, creates a turnover. Theo Joseph fakes the shot, lets it go, he scores! Got that one. Schmidt robbed him earlier, but Theo Joseph has his first. Into the corner, cut off by Stanley. And Logan Stanley can't move it past the birthday boy. Here's O'Connor shooting, scores! Shot of the game for the Canucks, and O'Connor snuck it.
The seasons ago, and we were talking about trade deadline deals. Any team would love to have a guy like that. Kane scores. Evander Kane right off the draw. Clean face-off win for a lead.
It is going to be a busy one. 16 games in a 30-day span. They'll split it evenly home and road. Here's DeBrusk in, and the shot saved, and off of Kane and into the net. He crashed the net. The rebound went right off of him, and it's the...
Hronek, DeBrusk, and back to Hronek. DeBrusk, Elias Pettersson down low, puck center, deflected. Trying to go across to Brock Besser, but the puck deflected in off of Carolina. For Linus Karlsson, who gets it ahead to O'Connor. He's breaking on the left wing. Drew O'Connor shoots off the shoulder of Bussey. O'Connor came on to replace Sassone. Now Hronek with a shot. He scores! Down low, Rossi to Hronek, down to Rossi. Marco Rossi looking across, feeds Hronek. Rossi again, Hronek. Rossi with room, across, Besser scores! Brock Besser on the 2. Leading 5-3. Canucks had a 2-1 lead after 1. Hurricanes scored 4 in a row in the second before the late goal on the 2-man advantage by Besser. Here's Pettersson across, they score! Nils Höglander has his first. Höglander just shy of the 7-minute mark of the third, and it's a 1-goal. Keep the puck in the Chicago zone. Kane to the blue line. Here's Wilander in front, tipped in. Drew O'Connor in front. Goal number 15. He's one off his career high as O'Connor ties the game in.
First time that puck comes your way.
Here's Bouillon with a shot. Scores! Jake DeBrusk might have tipped that one as the Canucks get another goal and take a 2-1 lead with DeBrusk tipping the Bouillon shot past Soderblom. Pretty prominent start to this game. Here he comes again. Max Sasson throws on the brakes, feeds one back. Marcus Pettersson on the backhand, puts one to the crease, and it's put into the goal by Teddy Blueger. Marcus Pettersson has his second assist of the period as Teddy Blueger finished that one. Marco Rossi skates back in. Now Carlson tried to center that, deflected, swatted in by Brock Besser out of midair. As spring training continues and the World Baseball Classic is upon us, Besser bunted that one in. And the Canucks it ahead. He's got good wheels. Max Sasson, empty net, scores. His 11th of the season. 9 of them are on the road. And Sasson puts the Canucks up by Bedard. Hawks looking for a late one to try to make it interesting. Hronek able to break that up. Besser gets the puck. He'll take a bid for the empty net. He's got his second of the game. 3 goals in the last 2 for Brock Besser as he scores from long. Here's Tom Milan. Teddy Blueger. Max Sasson moves into the drop pass. Linus Karlsson, wrist shot, scores! Karlsson up over the right shoulder of Connor Hellebuck. And the Vancouver Canucks for the second straight night have scored on their first shot of the game. 1-1 tie, Nyquist with an early steal. Puck comes back to Fleury. Feeds down to the corner, trying to find Roseanne. He couldn't handle the pass. And the Canucks' Teddy Blueger brings the puck through center. Blueger had the second assist on the Canucks goal in the first period. Here's Karlsson centering, Blueger, and Ogren scores! Liam Ogren one-time that pass in front. 34 seconds into the third, and the Canucks have their second lead. Ogren around for Besser. Into the corner for Rossi. Gloves it down. Double team. It gets the puck onto the stick of Ogren. Back to Hronek with room. Moves to the middle with a long wrist shot. Tipped in! Marco Rossi. Liam Ogren has room to skate at center. Tried to wrist one on goal. That didn't get through. Rossi after the loose puck. Now Ogren. Rossi scores on the rebound. 4:05 remaining. Besser loads up, shoots, and that went off O'Connor and into the corner. Besser again. Hronek shoots, he scores! 1 minute to go, and Phil Hronek has pulled the Canucks even. Working behind the Seattle goal, throws one to the crease. That deflects ahead onto the stick of Tolman. And now McCann moves it to the Vancouver zone. O'Connor, lead pass, breakaway. Evander Kane in, scores! In his 993rd career game, Evander. There's a pass to Bouillon with 30 seconds now to go. Lead feed, here's Ogren. Behind the defense, in on goal, stopped by Grubauer. As Ogren tried to make a quick play, now it comes to Rossi, who scores. Cleared to the line, gloved down by Phil Hronek. Here's Rossi. Brock Besser. Marco Rossi moving down from the left point, across to Pettersson, who scores. The drought is done. First in 21 for Elias Pettersson, and the Canucks have to go in the power play. Canucks throwing it around nicely, looking to retake the lead. Marco Rossi, Elias Pettersson. Here's Besser, side of the goal. Pettersson with room, shoots, deflected in. Second of the night, 200th goal.
They're not the same team in their own zone as they usually are. They've turned the puck over a multitude of times, and Vancouver's taken advantage of it for some good chances.
Here's Rossi all alone in front. He scores!
There's another one.
He had no one near him. And traffic with Rossi got the blocker. He's lost his stick. But back came Hinostroza to get the puck out of danger. Kept in by Elias Pettersson, down for Evander Kane. Puts one in front, and Rogers scores! Somewhat like the Rossi goal earlier, he found himself all alone in front and a deep to the penalty comes to an end. Tkachuk back onto the ice. Canucks are now 2 for 4 with the power play. Got one shot on goal. Now when he's a centering pass, O'Connor scores! He's matched his career high with goal number 16 onto the stick of Marco Rossi. Here's Brock Besser into the middle. Ogren shoots, he scores! Canucks off the rush are on the board. Liam Ogren gets the goal to make it 4. In the meantime and in between time, we are old.
Weekend afternoon.
Radish mishandled, and Rossi, they put it on the rebound. Linus Karlsson. Unforced error by the Lightning, and Linus Karlsson there to make it 4. Phil Hronek, hard pass to Elias Pettersson. Pressured by Broberg, gets it through to Hronek, tipped in. Stick in front. It'll be Hronek's goal. And the left point. Marco Rossi. Hronek to the blue line. Pettersson wanted it in the wheelhouse. Now he gets another pass from Hronek. Elias Pettersson, side of the net to Brust. Scores! Ryan Poehling has lost his skate blade making that block. Trying to stay on his feet. Hronek. Besser scores! Poehling was helpless without the blade of his right skate. And the Canucks got it onto the stick of... Has 3 career hat-tricks. His first came against the Canucks as a member of Minnesota. Here's Evander Kane into the Duck zone. He shoots. Rebound. O'Connor scores! A new career high for Drew O'Connor. 17th of the year, and the game's all even at 3.
Ball. Played it up some equipment, and Karlsson turns it around quickly. Karlsson across, and they score. Ogren slides it through. And he'll find a goal for Vancouver on a 2-on-1 setup. Govich. Now Besser shoots, and I think that will have the shaft of Wolf sticking out. Hronek. So Sharangovich up top, can't defend against that shot as Besser scores on the power play. The officials, he went after that puck. That was a hard collision in the corner. Kuya, tail into the power play.
Time to Vancouver goal. Under 8 minutes remaining in the first period. Puck thrown in front again. Lauzon poked at it. Now it's a 2-on-1 for Vancouver. DeBrusk with Kane. Jake DeBrusk. Evander Kane geeks. He scores! The second Canuck to score a goal. Wearing a Vancouver uniform in his 1000th game. Marcus Naslund the other to do it. And Evander Kane is open back to Hronek. Elias Pettersson, Brock Besser to Pettersson again. Back to Hronek with room. Long wrist shot again. Tip, and this time in by Besser. Brock Besser with his 79th career power play goal ties Todd Bertuzzi on the Canucks all-time list. Fifth and in the puck in. Carlson had a play towards the net. Lost the handle. Now Bluger with a shot blocked. And Joel Kiviranta brings the puck ahead for the Avs, wearing the throwback Nordique uniforms to this one. Phil Hronek has the puck. It's off an Avalanche stick, right onto a Canucks stick, and they score! Just 29 seconds in, Max Sassone cutting it off the left wing. And Sassone makes it 1-0 Vancouver in the opening minute. Power play goals in the 9-2 win against his former team. Here's Ogren shorthanded now, cutting with Bluger. Bluger shoots, he scores! Third shorthanded goal of the year for Teddy Bluger. And the Canucks have retaken the lead here in Denver.
Power play of the night.
Landeskog off for tripping Sassone at center. Pass to the near side for Elias Pettersson. Now he centers it in. Jake DeBrusk poked it in from the crease. And another power play goal for DeBrusk puts Vancouver up 3-1. And Max Sassone to open the scoring. This one brings the puck ahead. Two teammates with him. Sassone, Bluger to the net. And he scores! Teddy Bluger with his second of the game as he took that beautiful pass from Max Sassone and a deep to the forehand to make it 4-2 Canucks. Trying to fight off the check of Parker Kelly. Here's Wielander, centers, Besser scores! Set up with a wide open net by Tom Wielander. And Brock Besser has put the Canucks up by 3.
Oh, the buzz in the building is not good. What a...
Returns, looks in front, gets a backhand relay, stopped by Lankin. And the Canucks, O'Connor sends the puck ahead to Brock Besser, who crisscrosses at the line with Rossi. Besser shoots, scores! Brock Besser from distance beats Mackenzie Blackwood with his second goal in a row. He's got his 20th of the year. And the Canucks are up 6-2. We'll have a goaltending change for the Avalanche.
Sometimes it's just a coincidence. The Avs woke up after that 6-2 goal, and well, the Canucks have played a really good game here. Now you're struggling for your life.
Here's Besser and a shot. Score! Marcus Pettersson, just his second of the season. Besser set him up, and the Canucks answer right back as Marcus Pettersson makes it 7-6. Minute 35 to go. McKinnon tried to get a shot through. Blocked. Brock Besser might take a look at the empty net for the hat trick. Scores! Brock Besser into the empty goal from long range. He has his 7th career hat trick, and the Canucks are back up by 2 with a minute 29 to go.
Played his university hockey here in Minnesota at the University of Minnesota.
Let's go with a wrist shot. Wide rebound. Wielander scores. Bluger's shot went wide, but Wielander took it off the end boards and put it home. And the Canucks in the 4-on-4 tied the game, and they're 8 seconds away from going on the power play. Down to Besser. Now Marco Rossi to Phil Hronek. DeBrusk to Pettersson. Hronek. And DeBrusk scores on the rebound. The first shot hit the crossbar. I don't think it went in. But DeBrusk got a midair, poked it home. He's got another goal. He's got another on the power play, and the Canucks have the lead. Lifted the stick of Dylan Gunther. P.O. Joseph moves down to the left point. Logan Cooley had that one hop over his stick. It's Carlson with a backhander. He scores! That puck took a Canuck bounce over the stick of Cooley. And Carlson cutting to the middle, beat Pamelka on the backhand to make Bluger with a shot. Ramped off his stick and wide of the goal. Teams are back to full strength. Oh, man. That one attempted to go in off the back of the goaltender. Now a shot tipped in. It's Carlson again. Out of the box and back onto the score sheet as he deflects. Rossi as the Canucks try to set up the power play here. And the puck kept in. Hronek long shot tipped in by Jake DeBrusk. Hronek has the puck. Here's Rossi. Works his way across the blue line. Tipped in by Besser. The beat goes on for Brock Besser, who's had a big...
Puck kicks free, and Sassone will take it. Lead pass to center, batted away by Hutton. Bluger into the offensive zone. Sassone drifting, wrist shot, score! Max Sassone beats Hart. And Vancouver strikes first on just his 5th shot of the game.
Long-range wrister from the top of the
puck into the Kings zone. Dumoulin pressured by Rossi. Puck comes free to Besser. Dishes off. Marcus Pettersson shoots off a skate and in. Rossi was going to the net with Dumoulin. I'm not sure who it hit. The thing is Victor Mancini, who wrists the puck around and winds up icing it. Except the Canucks are ahead of the race. It's caught out as Askarov, and they score. The net was off, but the puck clearly went in. They have to count this, I think, as Marco Rossi got to that loose puck shot. Pettersson, top of the circle. Hronek with room. To the side. Now Pettersson. Hronek shoots. Knocked down. DeBrusk scores on the rebound. There's number 20. And his 17th on the power play. As Jake DeBrusk ties the game at 2. 5 seconds remaining in the penalty to Vincent Desharnais. Puck comes free to Carlson in front. Poke check. Rebound. They score. Teddy Bluger wristed it in. Past Askarov with 1 second remaining in the power play. And with 3 minutes to go in the third, the Canucks have pulled even at 3. Mueller through center with speed. Cuts to the middle of the Anaheim zone. Now leaves the puck to Young. Kudryavtsev long shots behind the goaltender. And there's the first career goal for Curtis Douglas. Johnny on the spot to tap that puck in. Douglas has his first in the National Hockey League. And the Canucks maintain control. Rossi. Hronek. Rossi, top of the circle. Wrist shot deflected in. Jake DeBrusk might have got it. Unless it hit an Anaheim stick. But I think DeBrusk has another one on the power play. Poke the puck out. Trying to get away from John Carlson. Besser in. Deeks scores. Brock Besser with a short-handed goal. And the Canucks lead by 2 here in Anaheim. Brouillon again, a dozen seconds to go in overtime. Brouillon, Marco Rossi scores! Rossi with 9.5 seconds left, able to get that one past Dostal along the ice. And the Canucks delay Anaheim clinching a playoff spot for at least one more day as the Canucks win 4-3 in overtime. Off the face-off, that was blocked by Jared Wright. Now Rossi cuts in front, feeds one back, Elias Pettersson shoots, he scores! His 3rd of the year. The goalie that Brock beat for his first career goal. Now he makes another save. Loose puck in front, jammed on goal. It's in. I think it's DeBrusk again. In the middle for Pettersson. Brouillon coming off the boards. Höglander side of the net. Centers. Brouillon scores. You saw him point to Nils Höglander. That was a perfect give and go, and the Canucks fan on his first pass, but he still has the puck. Leaves for Pettersson. Tried to go back to DeBrusk. Now Pettersson after the puck. DeBrusk scores! Second of the game for Jake DeBrusk.
Emerson up the right-hand side. Roslovic trying to get his stick on it. That's going to be handled by Lankinen. Twisted off the glass. Ratu to the middle of the ice. And Curtis Douglas just got his first NHL goal. A pass right on target. Score! And Vancouver cuts Edmonton's lead in half. There's the first NHL goal for Edmonton's own tie.